Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removing. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.
LCTV is your nonprofit community media station. Please donate at lctv.org to keep us strong. Thank you.
One, two, three, four. Well, I've been holding in since the clock came Monday morning. From the end of the week, I'm bound to blow. Breeze walking to the honky-tonk like a pack of wolves now. Order up around the stripes and it's away we go.
Hey everyone, it's Wuzzup time. Merry Christmas, ho ho ho, and Happy New Year. Sally, how was your Christmas?
Busy. It's kind of a relief being here, but no, so much fun. We always have so much family up here. I was telling you earlier, my 22-year-old daughter, Christmas Eve is her birthday, so we start skating in the morning.
22 years ago, you had a big Christmas present, didn't you?
Yes, we did. So the day just keeps giving back, and then Christmas Day, and whew.
And you're going to take a couple days off?
We're going to take a couple days off with the family and head south to see our in-laws, so that will be a nice treat.
Yeah, maybe some warm weather.
Yeah, it looks to be 65 to 70, and that sounds pretty good right now.
Right in January, that does sound.
Sounds great.
That sounds really good.
I think we're still in December, but maybe.
Has it been really crazy at the Y with this?
Yeah, so many people.
Christmas, the kids wind up anyway.
You have the kids winding up because, you know, Christmas is coming and that's so exciting. And then we get all of our kids who are back from college who want to work out, and you know they're seeing each other and reconnecting at the Y, and that's fun. And then we get a ton of people who, you know, are looking to improve their health the new year and connect with people, so it just gets busy that way too.
I find it really interesting. Here a week or two ago on a Wednesday morning, early in the morning, there was 20 odd people up on the track at 5:30 in the morning. There's never that many. And I said, well, maybe this is going to be an early start to the New Year's. Since then, there's been like nobody. I was like, wait a minute, one day doesn't constitute good health, you know. It's a good start, but...
it's a good start.
And my buddy Susan and I are always trying to figure out, where's everybody, you know?
Right.
Because she's wondering where I was today, but I was in Camden, so...
Oh, you were in Camden,
I was playing grandpa duty this
Oh, that's nice.
So
nice.
New Year's coming in, what's going on?
I don't really know. Just more busy, going out to dinner locally and having fun.
Got New Year's plans?
We're going to go to the River House, a whole bunch of us, hoodie and hot dog included, you know.
No kidding. Dr. Hoodie and the hot dog going?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll probably
spent Christmas Eve with them also, so, you know.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, folks, we hope you all had a good Christmas and preparing for the Happy New Year's. Our friend Bobby is still a little under the weather, and we wish him the best, and he's going to get better soon, I'm sure. And he's watching a lot of Bruins hockey, Tony.
I bet.
He's watching a lot of Bruins hockey, so maybe that's why the Bruins are doing so well. Their favorite fan is on top of it. But you know, nice article about Jim Costco here and the characters of the county.
Oh, that's always a fun one. When we moved back to the area in 2000, we lived on Headgate right down the road. He sold us our home. We've been on school board together. We've spent many holidays together, our families. And, you know, when he was talking about his kids being adopted, and when we first met his kids, they were 8 and 12. Now they're both in their 30s, so it's pretty fun.
Now they got lives of their own.
Had, you know, just that whole.
I didn't realize that they had a place in Florida now too.
Yes, they're down there a lot, and now that they live.
Well, I knew
right in
Linda
town.
liked to go to Florida. She's
Sure
a big golfer, and she likes the warm weather. But I didn't know Jim was going down too. But he's slowly easing into this retirement thing.
He'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
We have a new restaurant in Wiscasset. That's fun. I've heard great things about it. I heard the food was really fresh and yummy. So.
That's the old right next to Nom Subaru there, isn't it?
That's.
What was that? Miss Wiscasset Diner.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's what it was. That's what it was called, the Miss Wiscasset Diner. What's going on? You're a big school person, big education person. What's going on now? They turned down a $1.2 million budget.
They turned down a budget. And
that's Bristol, Jefferson, South Bristol, and Noblesboro.
Correct. Good job. So it excludes Damerscotted, Newcastle, and Bremen, which all the kids pre-K to 8 are in the Great Salt Bay school system. But they're saying, though, even though the budget was reduced, it didn't really reflect 3 towns pulling out of it. But the AOS is arguing in order to operate smoothly, they still need all these positions. So that's going to get tough, because when you change models, the hope of the taxpayers is that you're saving them money.
Well, that's what they sold us.
Absolutely.
That's
I
what
mean,
they
that's
sold
why
us.
you change models and, to run more efficiently. And I'm not sure that they're there quite yet. So I'm sure that the people on that board are working hard, sharpening their pencils to figure out.
What do you suppose the magic
plan.
number is?
I don't know. I mean, you've taken so many kids out of that. I'm not sure where people will be comfortable.
Well, now you've
because-
saddled the taxpayer with the same amount of money, the same tax burden, but not the same service.
Not the same service.
We did that in Dan Moscato. We said, we're going to pay more money for plowing, but it's not going to be as good. not dishing the, but that was,
Angie Dorr might have
that was the battle cry I heard. Don't expect the same service, but we're going to pay more money for it. I was like, how does that comprehend?
The tricky part to a school budget always is you could have 1 or 2 kids with severe needs who cannot be served under the laws within our school district. And if we're suddenly transporting them to the school where they can get their least restrictive environment, which every child is entitled to, that can just cost
Didn't we have that at
hundreds
Great?
of thousands
We had that
of
at Great
dollars.
Salt Bay a while ago, didn't we? With
all different kids, they just get what is the least restrictive environment, and no one in this can comment on that. So it could be 1 or 2 kids that are totally skewing that, and all you can say is that a student has the needs. But people start asking, and they want to know where they're transported from, and is there ways to save on that transportation, because someone driving a child back and forth to Portland every day, suddenly that gets, and then never mind what the program costs, it can get very, very expensive. But because of the laws, people can't get into that detail on here, and that can get pretty tricky also. Any out-of-district placements.
where is the central office?
It's at next to NC Hunt, where the Bradburys used to live, Business Route 1 and Route 1, where they merged. That old Pine Grove, like back in that area.
Jeff's old house? Oh, you
Next
mean-
door.
Next door, the old Pine, well, it wasn't Pine Grove, I don't know
Yeah,
what it
that
was.
Pine, whatever, Pine
Wayne-
Grove Plaza.
Pine
I
Grove
think
Plaza, Wayne Farron's real estate office used to be in. Oh, it's up in there, that's right
Yeah.
too, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So,
And then Lindsay Johnson now operates out of the Great Salt Bay School, and
she's got an
her
office at the
office
school?
is right at the school, and she's part-time there. But when you first come in, you have the office at Great Salt Bay on your right, and then her office is right. So she's very accessible to people, which is nice.
Does she have a staff too?
Well, then she has the principal, Kim Schaff, and then the vice principal, which are all part of,
Part of her deal,
yeah, in the entire school. So
Boy, it's
It's
more than
complicated.
expensive, isn't it?
It's
And
crazy.
complicated.
Yes.
So this Peter Nelson, he is the superintendent.
No, he's the business
he's
manager.
Todd Sanders.
Is
He's the
the-
new who's the new superintendent of this 93 AOS 93.
Todd, who you said. Todd Sanders is the superintendent.
Right.
Peter Nielsen is the business manager.
So that's another whole group running these 4 schools. Mm-hmm. And then you've got Lindsay running Great Salt Bay.
Yeah, and I don't know who's doing the business aspect of that, because I don't know if they contract through AOS, someone has to be doing all their payroll and teacher contracts and checks. And I don't think
who is-
Lindsay would do that as the
So
superintendent.
what does Lindsay have? She's got just Great Salt Bay?
Just Great Salt Bay School, but she's part-time.
Wow.
Yeah, you straightened out yet?
No, I'm probably more confused. Do I look confused, folks? Because I know I might look like I know what I'm thinking about, but I don't know what I'm thinking about, But anyway,
It's very interesting, and there's a lot to it. But yeah, I don't know who runs all the business aspects of Great Salt Bay. I'll get back to you.
we'll
text Kim.
next week we'll have this.
Yes.
As we start the new year, it's just like on January 20th. Everything's going to be good after that, right?
Perfect. We'll all start over.
Yeah, we'll all start over. Madomic Valley, they were over the Camden Hills Outdoor Club.
I love
Sounds
that.
like they had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
That's good for kids.
And when kids do that, they start to realize how nice it is to unplug and to be out in nature doing those things.
No
So
cell
that's
phones.
wonderful. Right.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. And winners, they're gonna.
Oh, we get to vote?
They're gonna get to vote on the best one. We'll see. We'll see.
It should be on the
Did you
cover
you know
next
this gal,
I do.
Krista Booth?
Yes, and do you know her husband? He's one of, on the DPD, Joseph Booth. He's one of the officers.
No.
Yes. They have 2 kids within the school, and she's the nurse there, and she's done some pretty neat work on her own.
Yeah, she's over in Tanzania.
It's pretty cool, huh?
That is pretty cool.
And just
I'm not too sure I'd like to live in that hut there that they
I-
was camping out in, but
Right, it really puts things in perspective.
It sure
though,
does.
Of how I liked when she said, you know, she had been, when her husband was deployed so long, she had been with her kids, and then she was excited to give back and, you know, get back into
Nice stuff.
her nursing and
Yeah.
giving back again. So I
something
liked
about nurses, they've got that need to help somebody.
that. Yes,
You know, I'm married to a nurse, and,
Yes.
and that's, you know,
just part of what they do. Same thing with
that's why I
the
tell her I
teachers.
need lots
right?
of help. So she doesn't work too good sometimes.
You're her project.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, she hasn't quit on me yet, but
That's
you know,
good.
I'm sure she's had days. Alan Millett, I did not know Alan Millett. Did you?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
You know, Robin at the Y, it was her children's father.
Oh, okay.
You know, the triplets' father. So,
Yes.
So
I did not know
yeah,
that.
he had
Okay.
a computer business in town for a long time, helped people.
Huh.
Oh wow, what a great
It
guy!
sounded like a
and-
really freak accident.
Oh, so sad. Just
So sad.
Tragic.
So sad. Mm-hmm. Wiscasset School's there celebrating the holidays over there, the music and art and all
You
that
can tell
kind
it's the holidays from a distance. Everyone wearing their red and.
and the Santa caps.
Yep,
Yeah,
makes it fun.
yeah. Later on in the paper, we'll talk a little sports, but I'm impressed by the Wiscasset boys.
Yeah, it sounds like they're
They're
going
in
to be
third
making
place
a name.
in southern Maine.
Oh, I haven't seen the heel points. That's exciting.
Yeah. What else we got in the inside here?
Did you see that last week's Waldoboro Historical Society was something to splice and untangle rope? That's not what we said.
I did not. I don't see how that could have happened.
Looked like a shoehorn to me, but again, we didn't know how big it was. What do you
Yeah.
think this piece is?
I don't know. I don't know. That, I don't know.
Does the circle turn, or no? It doesn't look like
I
it
don't
does.
know.
I don't know what that is either.
Ha. Well, I'm going to have to give Bill a call, have him give me a hint.
Yeah? Do you get those sometimes?
No. I did get it right one time, though. I didn't get anything, but I got it right. I didn't know Robert Sykes, but that's a heck of a big halibut he's holding on to there.
That is. Yeah, I didn't know him either. I wonder where he went to school. He seemed to be more in the Waldoboro, so
Yeah,
he must be
he
a
did.
Madomic
Yeah,
graduate.
he did.
but-
Bremen, they're gonna take that ARPA funds and they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna repair the town landing and put a new door on.
That seems like a good thing to do, because later on they talk about how, you know, Bristol's still trying to recover from all those storms and
Exactly.
everything that happened.
They
I
got-
loved seeing the article about the teacher, that she really, I don't know, walks people through what it is to be a teacher. You know, all the
You know a little
things
something about
behind
that.
it. Just a little bit. So
What-
it was really fun just for her to talk through it and how.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think it was in that article where, you know, you send a kid to school and you send them not for a lot more than just reading, writing, arithmetic.
Mm-hmm.
There's social skills and how to take care of yourself and do your own planning and pick up after yourself. And there's all kinds of things.
Right. And they always said that a lot of people become teachers because it's really the one, they know what it means to be a teacher. Kids think they know because they've been in schools their whole life. They haven't been in a realty office their whole life or in a bank. So
Exactly.
often people go to teach because of that. And then it ends up being a lot more than they remember.
Is that
as
why
a
you
kid.
became a teacher?
I think it was always fun. I was always playing school when I wasn't, so.
That's all I did was play school. I didn't go to school, I just played school.
You just played. Served you well, I can
Yeah,
see.
well, you know, I got through 12 years of it and I'd had enough. Yeah. Gee, up there at Somerville, they've had some problems. Now somebody's cut their broadband. Boy, everybody quit up there. You know that was some
That's-
retaliatory vandalism.
Oh, that's hard. That's really tough. And I saw that Wiscasset, they have a pretty good balance from their school that they've been
Yeah, they're gonna-
earning interest off of.
Yeah, they're going to 6 digits in interest. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but then what they have that they've been accumulating over the years was like 2.6
Something like that.
million. So, you know, how they're going to give that back to the taxpayers or have it, you know, go forward, or are they going to keep building on that? At some point you need to spend some of it, I think.
Well, there's probably plenty over there that need to be upgraded. That's for sure.
That's what they said, that they figured out a few things.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
It's not cheap anymore to fix anything, right?
And a big surprise up Somerville, they're missing some planning board documents.
Oh,
Where
Yeah.
they've had so much turmoil up there, it's not a surprise to me.
right, because there's probably no
You know, and it's
checks and
interesting, these
balances.
smaller towns, Somerville, Westport, Alden's had it, there's so much controversy in these small towns at the administration level.
Yeah,
Boy, you know, we've got our issues here in Damascus and Newcastle, but we're twice the size, 3 times the size, and we don't have anywhere near the issues. You know, with selectmen quitting, planning board people quitting, everybody just getting up and walking out.
well, you have more people overseeing it too, so I think there's
Maybe.
more of a checks and balances to
Maybe.
make sure that things stay intact if
Yeah.
you have someone who isn't.
Yeah, that could be, that could
don't
have
know.
something to do with it. Yeah, could have a Merry Christmas from our friends at LCN. Yeah. I wonder who wrote this week's editorial.
Yeah, it didn't say. And on the front, we had Tom Wagers do the Christmas,
Yeah.
what he meant, so that was the piece. But yeah,
Is that Chrissy Wages?
No.
No, okay,
No.
different.
she just wager different.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize we'd killed so many deer this year, but I did see the
And deer.
population, the deer population is way up. It's like 360,000. I don't know how they count deer. I got no idea how they do that, but it's up 11%. Well, if you got 300 and some odd thousand, 10, 11%'s a lot of increase.
Absolutely, and if you read later on, just the amount of deer accidents. I mean, I know on River Road, they just come at you now. They have no fear, and we have so many in our little neighborhood. It's wow.
I know back in my trucking days in the early 2000s, you'd go down Alabama, Pennsylvania, Virginia. The roadkill was incredible.
yeah.
It was not unusual to run out I-80, which is 282 miles across there, and not unusual to see 30 or 40 dead deer on the side road. Not 1 or 2, but 20
Right,
or 30 of
yeah.
them. You know, in different phases of disaster. You know, and
Decomposition.
Alabama was the same way down
Yeah.
south, and Virginia was the same way. Just in upstate New York's a lot of dead deer too. So it's just, you know, it's whatever. Maine fishing piers, they're still rebuilding. They'll be for a long time rebuilding.
Yeah, they're still trying to get back to where they were before. So
Yeah. Speaking of rebuilding, Madomic's got to rebuild their septic system over there. Boy, they've had some
they've had a
issues.
lot of issues, and times they need to close down, and
They've got a lot of
makes it
issues over
hard.
there,
They had
so.
water issues, which must have been
Sounds like they got the water finally straightened out.
okay.
And they got the new roof and the hot water heaters installed. But, you know, these schools are 50, 60 years old, 70 years old. They,
Yeah,
You know,
have to have a plan to.
yeah.
I never knew there was a art gallery above Best High. I have to go check it out.
I did not know that either.
I said, "Where's LaBelle Gallery?" But
Yeah.
this is.
Yeah, I did not know that
We can
either.
do a field trip in town.
But I like that picture of Chip's boat and the schooner dock there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
I don't know who Elizabeth Palmer is either.
No.
Yeah, and I didn't know anybody on the obituaries this week, and I'm okay with that.
That's good. I knew the first woman.
Sarah
also.
Powers.
Yeah, she went by Sally also. And
She
then-
sounded like quite a character.
Yeah, yes. We
I
had
always-
kids who went to school together and young.
Not to be morbid,
age.
but I always enjoy reading some of these obituaries because it's testimonies of what one's life was.
Absolutely.
You know, it's
Oh,
a
I
trip
think
through
it's
time.
important, yeah, to see.
Especially if they're the same age I am, you know, or roughly the same genre.
How old is that?
That's like a lot of decades, multiple decades. Like dirt is getting old, and so am I. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know where Cardoza was. Do you know where that is? Cardoza?
Where are you looking?
Well, when Sally Powers, she
Oh, yeah.
went to, it didn't say.
Cardoza. No.
Cardoza, where that is.
We'll have to
French
look that
Hospital,
up.
Hell's Kitchen. Well, Hell's Kitchen's
That-
off Manhattan, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Booth Bay Region Art Foundation seeks submissions. They need people to apply to their foundation down there.
And we're losing Sugar Spell. April Morrison had her
She's closing up,
bakery.
huh?
Yeah, she'd been kind of doing a long exit. She announced it several months ago, but
I'd never been in down there.
Yeah,
I
she
didn't even
does
know
seem-
where it was, actually. But I remember when she had a cat here in town.
yes, she would go around.
Yeah. And the Hatchettown Bridge, they're going to fix that. That sounds like it's going to be quite a project. Mm-hmm. $1.16 million. That's what it costs to fix the back parking lot plus. Yeah.
You're gonna do some yoga for the new year?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm all right, all over that. I'm going to plan about it for a while. And on the sports page, we got all kinds of sports. Madomic girls, Lincoln Academy girls are playing pretty well.
Yeah,
they got beat
I
over
haven't seen
Madomic.
them yet.
Yeah, they're
need
playing
to
okay.
get their next
the
game.
problem, the biggest problem they get, they don't have a lot of depth. They go like 6 strong maybe, but when it gets to 7th, 8th, they drop off a lot.
I'm impressed though how many are sophomores.
Yeah,
Like,
she got a really young team there. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know they have a couple of great seniors, but it's nice to see that it's not all seniors.
Yeah, and the Madomic girls are playing well, but they got January is a big month. They each have 12 games in January alone, so it's going to be crazy busy, and of course there'll be some cancellations and whatnot, but yeah.
Yeah, I went to that York game. I told you I was waving at you.
What'd you think of that York team? That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, the first quarter, it seemed like Lincoln could hang with them, but then
it was over.
Started getting
about
away.
10 minutes into the game, it was
Yeah,
over. But
yeah.
I'll give the Eagles credit. They put 60 on the board, and that's more than anybody else has against York. But they couldn't slow them down. They were very fast paced and up tempo.
They weren't missing that night either, and they had some really tall players that
they had
were
4
not
guys,
missing.
6'5" or better, and they all fouled out. That's what I thought was really interesting.
They did not miss though.
They did not.
They were on that night. That's for sure.
They did not. That's one of the better teams in Class B. Interesting tournament will be. I mean, there's 4 teams right there: Lincoln, Madomic, Spruce, and York are all going to be
top contenders.
And don't count Oceanside out.
Okay.
They haven't got a great record, but they're playing almost all Class A schools this year. Lincoln and Madomic are the 2 of the only B schools they're playing, and that's going to be a pretty tough team.
Yep.
But, St. Cyr and Workman, they won some medals here at the
Yeah,
Matty
that's always
Ryan
fun.
Invitational.
Yeah, I think Jacoby got second for them in that one.
Yeah.
Brody Day dribbling up. That's fun to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Good staff. I love high school basketball. The junior highs, they're playing. They're playing a lot. We're going to do some the junior high playoffs this year.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That will be so good for them to feel, get that recognition.
Grace
too.
Henney, is that Bryson's daughter?
Yes, I believe it is. Yep,
Yeah.
in Nobleboro, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, what do we got on the back section here, Sally? We got 4 or 5 minutes here. We got
We're fine.
We got plenty of time, haven't we?
Plenty.
Yeah.
You gonna go sledding?
Probably not. The last time I went sledding, this is no lie, it's been, my kids were little, my sister-in-law, we went down to the golf course,
Oh, fun there.
pushed me on it, I was off balance, pushed me on one of those plastic sleds, and I went down the golf course, lickety-split, and I went airborne, and I landed right on my tailbone, and I thought I'd broke my back. Oh my God, I was done. I was all like in tears.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Get,
Kim, I haven't held that against you, but I've been mad ever since.
oh, poor Kim.
Yeah. Christmas blessing doll. Calvin wrote quite a letter, didn't he?
I know, that was very sweet.
Lots
I
of
love
nice
all the
little
vintage.
Cards in there,
Yeah, to show. That's really neat.
Yeah. And a Merry Christmas. They never asked us for an ad in there.
They didn't ask us either. We
No.
usually join in for things
I would have
like
probably
that.
done something, but
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my favorite thing at the game was seeing Megan Day's sweater. Did you get that on TV?
We did. We actually got a right up close up on it, and Chris and I talked about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was hysterical.
That
to
was
have
funny.
Rand's face all over.
That
and
was so
like,
funny.
Like she said, what a great sport
Yeah.
he is,
Yeah.
That was a really fun game to go to.
Yeah, it was.
It's still making me laugh.
And I didn't realize, everybody I talked to said Maine home sales has slowed down a little bit. This said we were up 7% in November.
Wow,
Must have
I'm
been somewhere
surprised.
else besides around here.
I've been noticing, I think things are still selling, but I notice they're taking a little longer. The for sale signs are up a little longer.
Yeah.
There have been a few on River Road that have been,
And the other thing I've
sell.
noticed in the classifieds here is there's a few more apartments.
and you were
For rent.
noticing the price.
Yeah, the
seems to-
prices will come down a little bit, a little more reasonable.
Things are stabilizing a little
Well,
bit.
when half of 3/4 of your paycheck's got to go pay for your rent,
Yeah, you
that
can't.
doesn't leave a lot. Doesn't really work.
Well, you just talk about how much childcare costs a week, right?
Wow.
People can't afford that. And then you put the mortgage with it.
What does it cost to send a kid to daycare? $250, $300 a week?
For our infants, and the Y loses money on our childcare. It's subsidized by our other programs and
Yep.
different things. But to send an infant 5 days a week, $266. We feed all of our kids too.
Well,
And
yeah.
that's where our loss comes, because we feel that the kids should, have a level playing ground with the food and
Oh, yeah.
all have access. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where we take the loss. Otherwise, we would be break even. But
Yeah.
it's a part of our mission base. But
Yeah.
$266 a week. So a year that ends up being just under $14,000
And
for
how-
one child.
And how can a family pay, how do they do that? You got 2 or 3 kids. How do you do that?
It's so common that if you have a child in preschool, you probably have a child, an infant too.
Yeah.
When most people
Yeah.
space their kids 2 or 3 years apart. So it is really difficult for families to
Man.
figure that out.
Well, as you know, my wife runs the Head Start program up there in the Augusta area, and I hear these stories constantly.
Well,
And, and that's federally subsidized as well.
Absolutely.
And she deals with cooks and cleaners and all that kind of stuff, and infants, and it's just mind-boggling what goes into it.
Right.
And all the regulations, because she's federally funded, so
Yes.
you understand that. That's even another level of
Yes.
classifications or requirements and all
Yeah,
that kind of
and
stuff.
so the state just said, we have all this more money to support families. If any families making under $73,500 can apply for subsidy. And that was taking the lowest, bringing it up quite a bit. So all these families began applying, and then they were all rejected, and now they're on a wait list. So it's just been so frustrating for families,
Yeah.
frustrating for
Yeah.
the organizations that are trying to support them. It's been hard.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I do not understand why we as a society don't invest in our kids, because they're our future.
Absolutely.
Why we don't is beyond me. Lincoln Academy's first trimester. I wish we'd had this trimester thing when I went to high school. That way I'd only been in trouble 3 times a year rather than 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think you could have done
I
that?
could have saved 25%. That's a big savings.
Which trimester would you have been good in? The first?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, just like someone saying, "Get it together this year."
Maybe. I don't know. I probably none of them. If you know the truth.
Yeah, I was thinking you might
none
lead
of,
there, but
Probably none of them, Sally. You know the truth. I just wasn't a student.
So but you were saying, you were telling us how you like to work at Lakehurst.
Oh yeah.
So you love to work. You've
yeah.
always had a good work ethic.
Oh yeah,
That's
work was. I'd rather work than I would go sit there and read a book or study it. Although I like to read, I just like to read what I want to read.
Right.
The
Did
only-
you have any programs like now we have great vocational programs
Oh
or
no, we
things
didn't
where
have
you
any
can
of that. Oh God,
go
no.
work? So.
No, we had shop class.
Yeah.
And I like shop class. And we had cooking. Miss
Mm-hmm.
Bodette did cooking. It was all boys school, and I got stories that was really good. But and that was just we had to get the credit.
Yes.
It gave you half a credit or whatever. It was like typing 101.
Yeah.
I had to take typing to graduate.
Can you type now?
Yeah, I can.
There you go.
Actually, and I never started until 35 years later when I bought my first laptop.
Yeah, but you had it.
But
those are certain
I
things
had
that you
the
just
basic-
muscle memory. You remember
Yeah,
those things.
I did. And I was pretty good at it. I was like 40 odd words a minute.
So maybe you passed
The old
that
mechanical
class.
typewriter.
You think you passed typing class?
Oh,
then?
I did. It wasn't great. I mean, I couldn't keep up with these whiz-bang girls that could do like 100 words a minute. I couldn't do that, but I did good enough to get by. And I half-assed paid attention,
Yeah.
Bookkeeping was I wanted to, I like bookkeeping because I like seeing the business make money and keeping
Right.
the books for that. But
Yeah, too bad people couldn't connect with you like you needed, huh?
yeah, that's the way it goes. And my son wasn't great in school either. My daughter loved academia, but he went back and got a degree in
Yeah, good for
college, so
him.
whatever. And boy, if you like the blues, Mike Zito at the Waldo Theater.
Oh,
He
okay.
is a show and a half, I'll tell you.
All right.
He is really good. So, well, Sally, we just about killed
Oh, no,
enough
we
time.
got to go to the back page.
Oh, what's on the back page? Anything good?
Yeah, Jalen, that was so fun watching him win the shootout.
It was, wasn't it?
He was awesome.
Boy, he was confident. He walked up
Oh,
there and
he had no problem.
he just
and
walked up there and drilled it. Now, I couldn't remember how much money he won.
I think it was 180. Either 150 or 180.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last year he came to stop by my daughter's 21st birthday party at King Iders, and she said, I think I'll invite him again when he won $180. So,
It's good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Maine engineers, they speak out on limits of riprap. Yeah, well, veggies to table, growing beautiful food for our
Yep.
community. Yeah. Good luck. We're going to eat it all. Well, folks, we all wish you a safe and happy New Year. My thanks to our princess from the Y, Sal the Gal. I'm Larry Sidelinger. TV Toby right here. He likes to say, we wish everybody happy New Year. And we'll see you next time, folks. Be safe out there. Chase Tree and Tractor Service, with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist, whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removal. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.